everyone, my name is Bella and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm very excited to get this started. I've wanted to do it for a while, quite a while actually, and now I finally have an excuse. So my excuse is I am an MFA candidate in the Pop Fic and Publishing program at Emerson College in Boston. And this class that I'm taking this summer is like a social media class for authors. So basically, it's kind of expanding our horizons and like teaching us about media when in regards to authors and stuff like that. I'm probably really explaining it very poorly, but one of the assignments is to make a social media channel and maintain it during this class. So I've chosen to do a YouTube channel. BookTube's super popular, and then we watched like a video on AuthorTube where like people talk about like their writing, how to write, like what they do, stuff like that. So I thought I'd do some of that. I thought I might do some like BookTube recommendations as well, just because I love reading and I haven't been reading a whole lot, but I want to get more into that this summer when I'm not going to have a lot going on because I'm a teacher, although I am having a lot going on because I'm taking classes and I also got a summer job, but it's fine. The thing I want to do is I want to like read a book and then watch the movie that the book is based, that the book has like been adapted to, and then do some comparisons. So fun stuff like that. But for today, what I'm really excited is I want to go back through my middle school and high school writing career and read some of the work that I wrote back then. I'm currently 22. The first main story that I really remember writing is in 6th grade. We wrote these short stories and we were supposed to print off a couple and give them to our parents as Christmas presents. They were just supposed to be short little stories. I wrote like 14 pages. Not that good, but I want to see if I can find it and I'm going to read it to you. For today, I can't do that because I have no idea where it is, so I'm going to have to ask my mom or my stepdad. But I am currently on DeviantArt. I'm trying to find my first post on DeviantArt. Once I do, I'll give you a little background on the story idea that I had in my head when I started writing it. A lot of these story ideas, some of them I might go back to. There is one that I think could be interesting, but I would need to completely revamp it. Basically, I'm on DeviantArt and trying to find my very first post on here with my first chapter that I wrote. I'll tell you when I wrote it, when I find it. Today, we are going to be reading what I titled, "It's Not That Bad to Lose Your Mind." So I posted this, when did I post it? I posted this April 4th, 2014. So I think that was my freshman year of high school. So I was like 15 when I posted this. And I remember I got the idea for it, I believe, don't hold me to this, but I believe I got the idea from Marissa Meyer's Cinder's Lunar Chronicles series, particularly the character of Winter, who she has like these, so she's like a lunar, that's like her race. I don't know the exact terminology. She lives on the moon in this series, and she was born on the moon, so they're like the lunar race. And so these people who are born on the moon, they have like these powers where they can like mind control people basically. And it's been a while since I've read these books, so I'm probably explaining it really badly. But basically, Winter doesn't want to control people, so she suppresses her powers, and this suppression has caused her to go mad basically. So she sees things, I think mainly she just kind of sees things, and the thing that really sticks out to me is that she would see like blood dripping from the walls, and that kind of inspired me to write this. So this is going to be a really bad explanation of what I envisioned this, but basically I envisioned this to be in a futuristic world where there was this girl who has powers similar to like in the Lunar Chronicles, where they have like lunar abilities and they have these abilities to well, actually, no, I think what I wanted her was she saw things, my main character in this. So she sees things, basically. Because of this, the queen of this one country, like, kidnapped her, and they experiment on her, and it's made her go crazy, basically. That's where we're at in the prologue. As I read more, I might remember more, but we're gonna see. So this is the prologue. Also, the futuristic country that we're currently in is like kind of Dutch inspired. It's like a bunch of the Netherlands and is it Denmark in the Netherlands? I think Denmark is in the Netherlands. Forget I said that. But it's like that area. So they do speak a little Dutch in this. I do not speak Dutch. So my accent will probably be terrible. I probably won't pronounce it right, but we'll see. So I shall begin. So this is the prologue. Is the girl done screaming yet? The woman twirled her hair around a manicured finger and looked to the man with the clipboard. He was shorter than her, with darker skin and oily hair slicked back on his scalp. Yes, she passed out 32 minutes ago, he answered, writing something down and looking up. The fluorescent lights glinted off the lenses of his square glasses, temporarily blinding the woman. She blinked and glared at him down her nose. Good. When will the next shots be? The woman asked. That depends. Do you wish to question her again? Yes. Then as soon as you are done with her. I will be there in a moment, she replied smoothly. The man nodded his consent before walking off to find the room which held the girl, to ready her for the woman's queries. That was some bad punctuation. The woman moved along the hallway at a leisurely pace, matching the man's path before her step by step. She stopped suddenly, where a piece of velvet lay slightly extended from the wall. She knew what it was, and before she was conscious of her actions, she ripped off the fabric, allowing it to expose the glass which showed her her reflection. A mirror. Its glass was as clear and shiny and clean as if they had just unwrapped it, surrounded by a golden frame with intricate patterns carved into it. She finally allowed herself to look past the appearance of the mirror to her own reflection. She saw an oval face, pale skin as it tended to be when you stayed out of the sun for a while. Full pink lips, screwed up in a scowl, let her heart know what her brain was thinking. Yet she still dragged her gaze up past her cheeks with their high cheekbones, to the eyes placed under perfectly sculpted eyebrows. Wide-set brown eyes, and the shape and color of almonds, stared back at her, first terrified before hardening with resolve. She would not fear a mirror. It had done nothing to her. But her brain instead brought up her inner thoughts. A mirror laying shattered on the floor. I think lying was actually proper there. Laying shattered on the floor, blood seeping through the cracks in the glass and staining the surface, the blood of her parents, her brother, her son. She shook herself free of those memories. They were not her memories. The beautiful woman in the glass could not possibly possess those types of memories because she was far too gorgeous. That was how it was when you were pretty. Okay, I remember this. It'll get more to it, but like basically they really value beauty, but like the more beautiful you are, the less power you have, basically, is what I was going for in this world. Missin. That's Dutch, apparently. So Missin, the clipboard man appeared suddenly behind her, and she felt herself flush. No, she reprimanded herself before turning around and facing him. The no was internal. Ja. I'm so sorry. She replied. The man cleared his throat before continuing. She is ready for your questioning. He bowed respectfully before motioning her to follow him to a room farther along the hall. He slowly opened the door to a brightly lit room and stepped aside so she could enter. She walked in, her heels clacking loudly on the linoleum floor, and assessed the room with all the people scurrying around and the medical equipment placed in strategic spots. Where shall I enter? She asked, her tone clipped now that she was about to perform her questioning. The man motioned to a door beside a large window that showed a padded white room with nothing but a small figure curled up inside it. The woman walked across the floor, aware that all eyes were on her, and opened the door, walking into it and cutting herself off from the other room. She walked carefully to the shaking person in the fetal position in the middle of the room. She was tempted to look behind her, but she knew it was a two-way mirror, meaning that all she would see was her reflection and she wasn't up to that again. Two-way mirror? One-way mirror? I was like 15 when I wrote this. She stopped in front of the figure and nudged her with the toe of her boot. Boot! Boot! Sorry, there's another Dutch word coming up. Opstaan? Opstaan? She hissed. Get up. The girl only let out a low, violent sob. The woman sighed. I said, get up, she commanded. Her voice echoed throughout the room. Get up, get up, get up. The girl finally removed her hands from her face and brought herself weakly to her knees. How have your punishments been this week, Liefje? Liefje? She used the term of endearment mockingly and saw the girl flinch before bringing herself to look up. They have been worthy of my crimes, she answered in a hollow voice. The woman felt a pang of guilt, wanting to smooth back the girl's hair and tell her she hadn't committed any crimes before pushing it down. She was too beautiful to experience emotions. That was just how it was done. Which are, she said instead. I don't remember, the girl answered. The woman stared at her, feigning shock. You don't remember? Exclamation point. No, sorry, question mark, exclamation point. It's terrible punctuation there. Don't do that. How is that possible? I don't know. The girl looked frightened and glanced up at the woman as if looking to see that she had the answers to her missing memory. They told me I don't have to remember that stuff anymore. They took the memories away. They? Who are they? The woman demanded. The shadows, she whispered. Shadows? The woman asked, disbelieving. The ghosts, demons, haunts, souls. Some of them are my friends. They tell me when someone is behind the giant mirror or when I am about to get a shot, and sometimes they tell me about my family. But the others, they show me visions, and they open my mind to the horrifying stuff that is hidden. And that's why I scream, the girl said, looking through the woman. Her voice was eerily monotone, and it sent a chill down the woman's spine. The woman stood, fighting down the guilt. She'd driven the poor girl mad. As if in a trance, she gave the signal, the one that said it was time for the girl's punishment. A group of people in white coats then poured from the door, save one who grabbed the woman and hauled her back into the medical room. Just before she entered, though, she glanced at her reflection, the beautiful woman with a look of horror on her face. She watched as one of the women reached out a white-gloved hand and tucked a sweat-soaked piece of hair behind the girl's ear before forcibly taking her arm and wiping it down. Watched as the girl struggled, whipping her head from side to side. Watched as whatever hair that wasn't stuck to her forehead and the back of her neck from sweat escaped the loose ponytail and got in the way of the ideal spot where they were going to put the shot. Another person pulled back all her hair, simultaneously capturing the hair and restricting her from moving her head too much. The man from before, the one with the clipboard, then pulled out a syringe filled with dark purple liquid. He grinned wickedly at the girl before plunging it into the inside crook of her right arm. It wasn't until the syringe was completely empty and removed from her arm before the girl threw her head back. But when the woman turned on the microphone, she heard not screaming, but laughing. The laughter of the broken-hearted, the empty, the laughter of someone who had nothing else to live for, not even themselves. So that was the prologue of, what did I call it? It's Not That Bad to Lose Your Mind. So, it's kind of dramatic. I was a very dramatic 15-year-old. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, give it a like. If you disliked it, please don't give it a dislike. That's mean. Comment below if you want me to do more of these, if you liked my writing, if you think it's really cringy and so 15-year-old. I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope to see you next week. Bye!